Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Evan Trades, and in today's video, I'm going to be responding to a comment. I got a couple requests off the comments in my last video about backtesting and how to properly backtest. And so tonight, it's pretty late for me right now. Um, Tonight, I'm going to be showing you guys how I personally backtest, and it's pretty simple. Some people don't know how to, you know, properly do it, which is alright because I used to be like that also. But I'm going to be showing you guys how to properly backtest and how I do it personally. So, without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. So, whenever I backtest, I like to do obviously the pair that I trade, which is mainly NASDAQ, NQ. I do ES sometimes also to backtest. And then sometimes I'll do forex pairs uh, to backtest also. And so uh, in this chart right here, we're doing a forex pair. We're doing GBP USD. Only because NQ the chart isn't really as nice because we're near all-time highs, and so there's not really any structure to really nice structure to show you guys. So so in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to backtest. So let's get right into it. So starting out, whenever I backtest, I start out on the daily and the 4 hour. I start out whatever day. So this day happens to be June 28th on Friday. So what I do is I start from the daily and the 4 hour to get my daily bias. That's how I start every morning before to get my daily bias. And so looking at this chart right here, right off the bat, um, see, it looks like price is retracing into a daily fair value gap. It's the first thing that caught my eye. Okay, we'll annotate that daily. Alright, and looks like we have these highs above us. So I want to mark those out. Okay, so if you watched my previous video and we went over market maker models, how they're effective for me in my trading, then you'll understand this video a lot more better. So if you haven't watched my most recent video, it's under This Changed My Trading Forever. I go over market maker models and how they basically changed my trading for good, forever. Anyways, so looking at this, we retraced into a daily for value gap. We're currently respecting it, right? And so what do we know? Internal to external liquidity. Okay, we made a high, came back down to internal liquidity. What can we expect? Back to external liquidity, which would be this high right here. Alright, so we are expecting this to become a market maker buy model, right? That's an ugly one. A market maker buy model. So let's draw that out. So we're expecting price to come like this. Maybe not as ugly as that, but you get the point. So now we have our bias zooming into the 4 hour. We're just basically looking to see what else we can also see to validate our bias. So as we can see to the left of us, in this daily we've swept sell side. We've also swept internal sell side. Okay. Which is very good, and we're getting little displacement back into the range. Okay. And another thing too that is very important whenever looking for where the market's going to go, generated highs. low resistance liquidity, stacked highs. What do I mean by that? Little highs that get created in the market, like this. We got a high here, we got a high here, got a high here. All these stacked highs right here. It's generated liquidity. That is liquidity sitting on every single high. And the market, it's gonna hunt that. It's gonna go after that. Like, it's gonna attack that. You know, when you have that much liquidity sitting there, it's only a matter of time. You know, as traders, we don't know when it's gonna retrace there or go after it. Our our goal is to make sure we read structure correctly and let the market tell us when it's gonna go there. You know, we're not predicting, we're reacting to the market and we're letting it tell us that it wants to go in after these highs. So for the future, right now in the next couple days from June 28th, you know, these can be targets for the days to come if the market shows us that we do want to extend and take out these highs. Anyways, so zooming in right here on the 4-hour, we also see we are in a little tiny 4-hour fair value gap that we bounced off of in the overnight session. Okay, and we seem to be bouncing off of it pretty well. So okay, and now that we have our bias from the daily and the 4-hour, and we're pretty confident in it, next thing we do, we go down to the lower time frames, try to find a fair value gap. Okay, it's not really a fair value gap here that I see. Okay, but I do want to mark out the range is highs. So on the 1-hour, this is our range that we're dealing with. Kind of right here and right here. This is our range. So I'm going to mark out the highs for this range right here. This is the high. So this would be for today's session. This would be my draw on liquidity, which is essentially in alignment, right? It's in alignment with the bigger time frame, right? We're aiming towards this high on the daily. Zooming into the 1-hour, and this model, we're tracing back into this 4-hour. We're expecting this to retrace to this high right here. It's in alignment with the higher time frame. So, which makes it highly more probable. So, doesn't seem to be any fair value gaps right here. So we zoom in once again to the 15-minute, right? Okay. So it seems we seem to be holding a 15-minute fair value gap. So we aren't quite at New York Open yet. So we want to see what happens. Another 5-minute. We want to see what happens right at New York Open. Okay, we dump down. Okay, New York Open seem to be dumping. And I would not be scared by this, us dumping, because we got to remember to focus on the higher time frame. The higher time frame is giving us the true order flow. The 1 minute, the 5-minute, 1 minute, that is not the true order flow of the market. And some traders can be too zoomed in sometimes on the 1 minute, the 5-minute, and it'll mess up their whole trading because they don't see the true order flow of the market and they're too zoomed in. So this is nothing. You know, this shouldn't persuade you in any way to change your bias. So looks like we come down. Okay, let's see if we get a reaction off this liquidity sweep. Okay, we do. Now, for me to be confident in this liquidity sweep, that we're going to react nicely off of it and go towards my target, we need to see some type of strong displacement. Okay, looks like we don't get that. Okay, we take out this level right here, this sell side level. Okay, now We retraced back into the 4-hour for value gap, which is white two lines, or these two white lines, sorry, and we just swept this sell side right here. Now, if we get a reaction off this and get good displacement back up into the range, then that's the market telling me that it wants to go higher towards my drawn liquidity, right? So we get pretty good displacement. We get a market structure shift right here. Okay. So shoot, let me go back. Oops. Okay. And what did that leave us? A 5-minute for value gap. Okay. So mark that out as a 5-minute. Okay. Now, what's the next step? Well, mark out this high. And then we zoom into the 1-minute and try to look for our internal model. So in our internal model, what are we waiting for? Well, depends on the trader. You could either, with my model, or the one that I use, you could either wait for a high to get put in, come down, sweep sell side, come back up, and then, do something like that, which would be in alignment with the bigger time frame model, and take a fair value gap. Or you could do a turtle soup entry, which I have been doing recently, just because it's just more convenient for me. I kind of like doing turtle soup entries, but those are the two types of entries I typically do, so it gives you more variety, better chances to get in. But so, and also looking at this, guys, like what I mentioned earlier, generated highs, right? Stacked highs with a bunch of liquidity on them. Look at this right here. Look at all of these stacked highs right here. Oops. Look at all these stacked highs, right? These little highs and all that. Look, they're all right here. That's all liquidity standing right there. That's what the market's going after, right? So, while keeping that in mind, let's see how this plays out. We retrace back into the 5-minute. We put in a low. We retrace back up. Okay. This fair value gap would not be a good one to take. Why is that? Because if you follow your rules like you're supposed to, right? Wait for a tap into it, wait for a sell side liquidity swept or whatever bearish or bullish for value gap it is, and then you wait for displacement, right? If it taps in like this and goes immediately up, it's so rare, ever so rarely, that it's gonna tap into a fair value gap. Watch, I'll show you guys an example. So let's say okay, oops, oh my gosh, I messed up, sorry guys. Okay, it's ever so rare that price is gonna come up, displace, create a fair value gap, and just that first leg up, that it's gonna keep on going, right? Most of the time, I'm saying like most of the time confidently, it's going to come back, retrace in, have a little retracement up, come back, sweep sell side or buy side, and then go up, right? This is a model on its own. This is what it's going to do most of the time, right there. So, and if that happens to you where it just goes straight up, don't stress about it. Don't worry about it. If you have good discipline, it shouldn't worry you. So, going back to this trade, right? You see price on this leg up And what I want to see happen here is this low get taken. Wait for it to get swept. And right now this looks like a good turtle soup entry. It's waiting patiently, not feeling urgent. I am patient. Okay. Patience. Okay. Now with the turtle soup, you want to see a good reaction off of it. Okay, boom, right there. All right. That would be my turtle soup entry. Okay. And then you just put your stop at the high. Either there, or there. Personally, I'm just going to put it at these relative equal highs right here, these stacked highs. Because I know for a fact comp market's going to go there. So put it here. I'll put your stop right below this low, right? So, oops. And why would I take this trade? Well, price has done everything it's needed to do. What do I mean by that? Well, we've came down, we've swept sell side, we've displaced up, created a 5-minute fair value gap, came back down into the high time frame PD array, created a low, swept sell side, retraced. Oh, we didn't quite retrace back to discount. But everything that needed to happen has happened, right? There's no reason for us to go lower. So in this trade, I'm very confident, and as it should play out, we'll see. Targeting this external high. Oh, come on. It'll get there, it'll get there. Gotta be patient. Don't be scared. There we go. So, and just like that, that's how I usually finish my back testing. I start from the top down all the way to when my trade is finished. And I just rinse and repeat. That's the same. I go back. So this is Friday the 20th of June, right? I'll clear my chart. I'll go back to Thursday, June 27th, and I'll start from the daily, and I'll go down just like how I did with this day. And just I do it the same way I trade too, because it's just you want to back test the way you trade, starting from the top down. And that's how you're going to get the best practice, the best, keep on doing that repetition. And, the more you back test, the more confident in your edge you will be. And confidence is a great thing in trading. And it's one of the helpful things to make you profitable. So I really hope you guys found value out of this video today. And please drop a comment if you guys did enjoy. Please also drop a comment if you guys found or please drop a comment if you guys would like to see anything else, is what I meant to say. Anything else you guys would like to see, let me know, and I will definitely make a video on it. And please hit the subscribe button. I really want to get more noticed. I want to help more people understand trading more and help them through their struggles, and just want to help out the community as best as I can. And yeah, just drop a like on the video, guys. I appreciate it really much. Trying to come up and just do awesome things. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, day, wherever you guys are at. and I'll catch you guys in the next one. You guys have a good one. Peace out.